Welcome everyone to Facebook's live stream of yoga class. It's starting at 9 a.m., so that's very soon. Today's instructor is Jamie Nguyen. Today, I'm your moderator. My name is Vince Tran, and we would appreciate if you have water and a towel, and especially a mat available. Athletic shoes are recommended for this workout, but we understand that it is yoga, so you can take them off. Participation in this program is voluntary. We cannot diagnose problems or recommend treatment and are not a substitute for your doctor's care. Consult your doctor before beginning an exercise program or making changes to your lifestyle or healthcare routine. That being said, I'll hand it over to Jim.
Awesome. Hi everyone, welcome to yoga. My name is Jamie and I'll be leading practice for the next 45 minutes. For our practice today, you'll be grabbing your mat as needed, and of course the blanket and block, these are optional props, so you don't have to have them for our class today. I am almost in a landscape mode, so if you'd like, you can set your mat up just like I have mine here, parallel to mine, so that we can do our practice together. As we start off today, we'll be on our seat. So go ahead and have a seat, get cozy, and sit as tall as you can. You might have one hand on your heart, you might have one hand on your stomach, whatever's comfortable for you, wherever your hands are. Go ahead and close your eyes. And we'll begin by taking a few deep breaths. As you inhale, feel your belly expand. We want to feel space in our body, into the lungs, into the diaphragm. As you exhale, you might slowly let the air out. We're going to try that again. We're looking for space. Inhale through your nose and expand. Feeling length into your spine. And as you exhale, slowly feel the release into your body. We'll do this one more time and go as slow as you possibly can. As you inhale, take this time to set your intention for practice. And on exhale, you might even open your eyes if they were closed. On this next breath, you might have your hands with me on your knees, and we'll move in a circular motion. Now, I am mirroring you a lot today, which means my right is your left is my right. You don't have to follow that. Wherever you are, go ahead and switch to the opposite direction. So no strict rules here. We're just looking to move and to warm up our body. On this next breath, go ahead and stay still. Let's bring our feet in front of our body. So where I am is my shoulders are above my hips, but my legs are far in front of my body. Hands come right behind your back, and we're going to windshield wipe the legs. That means we're going to move the knees left and right. If you feel like there's not enough happening here, move your legs wider from each other, and then do it again. What you might feel is opening of the hips, internal and external rotation. Okay, come on and find stillness. I am mirroring you, so let's go ahead and take your right ankle above your left knee. So you might already feel a stretch in that outside hip. If you want a deeper stretch, you might scoot your hips closer. Just like we did earlier, you might even do the same thing of windshield wiping one leg. And all that is deepening the stretch. You might love that, you might not really want to do that. Let's come on into the other leg. So left ankle above the right knee. You're gonna stay, or you can scoot forward. And we're just gonna lean side to side with the lower body. What does that do? We are warming up our hips, our muscles that surround our hips, for what's to come today. So anytime I do a posture or a stretch today that you might like and wanna stay longer, feel free to do so. When you're ready, come on with me. We're going to work our way into tabletop. So we're gonna come onto the mat. Tabletop is hands below your shoulders, knees below the hips. So we're looking to start with a flat back. Spread out all 10 fingertips. On inhale, break that flat back. Let your belly down, lift your chin up. Exhale, round the back. And you might feel a stretch here in the back of your spine. Come on into a flat back from here. On your inhale, take your right arm up off the floor. I am mirroring you. You don't have to follow the mirroring pattern. Exhale, arm under your body. Head down, left arm to the top of the mat. And you're looking to feel the stretch in the middle of your spine. And we slowly reverse our way back. come on and meet me into tabletop. Let's do that again to the other side. Inhale, left arm up high. Exhale, thread the needle, head down, opposite arm to the top of the mat. And so some of these postures, they may feel really good. And some postures might just feel very awkward and you're not sure what to feel. So here I'll over cue. I'll say maybe you might want to feel a stretch in the bottom shoulder or the middle back. But if you don't feel it there, that's okay. Make sure that you're not feeling pain and we'll work from there. Let's reverse our way back. Okay, let's do a little bit of balance. So we're going to take it back to tabletop flat back. With your left arm off the floor, take your right leg off the floor. Think of this as a balance or a core exercise, just to start. On this next breath, only if it's available, we're gonna bend that back knee. Maybe you grab, maybe you don't. So whether you do or don't, it's really not the high priority. What we're looking to feel is attempting. We're gonna slowly reverse our way back into tabletop. Again, I am mirroring you. Just go ahead and take that right arm off the earth, left leg off the earth. You might hold here, hello core, and you might bend that back knee. Whether you grab or do not grab, remember, it's not really the full objective. We are looking for a sensation before anything else. Let's reverse our way back. Okay, so if you have sensitive knees, like knees to the floor is uncomfortable, you might grab a blanket like I have here. Otherwise, let's keep those hips directly above the knees. That's alignment. We're going to move our arms forward. And you can begin to feel a stretch in your upper body. Maybe you want more. So we reach further and further. So where I feel this, you may not feel this. And where you feel it, I may not. So we want to feel the upper body here. Rotator cuffs, biceps, even your chest. Let your forehead rest to the mat. And we slowly, slowly bring your hands back below our shoulders into tabletop. Take your time. We'll step one foot back at a time into your plank position. So plank is a move where even when we stay still, we're still really working. So keep your abdominals engaged. Keep your hands right below your shoulders. From here, we bring the hips high. That is downward facing dog. That's going to be our reference point to how to get into posture today. Let's bend one knee at a time. You'll feel the calf stretch. And why is that important? When your calves are open, your ankles have a chance at more freedom. So maybe in one yoga practice, you may not get instantly more flexible, but what we're hoping to accomplish today is to feel more comfortable in these positions. Let's slowly find downward facing dog. Inhale up onto the tippy toes. We'll bend both knees. Let's walk our feet to hands into standing forward fold. Here in forward fold today, you can have your legs straight. But if that feels a little tough on the lower back, you might bend the knees. Let's grab the opposite elbow and you will sway side to side. As slow as you possibly can, I invite you to roll your way up. So it's almost a race to the slowest. How slow can you get up to a standing position? Take your time getting there. Find mountain pose. Mountain pose today, you'll have your feet together if that's available for you. And what I invite you to do is to find balance. Sometimes it's hard to feel absolutely balanced even on 2 feet. So give yourself a moment to stay still. You'll pick up all 10 toes like I have here. Place all 10 toes back down. On your next breath, let's go ahead and inhale, the arms up overhead. As you exhale, swan dive into that forward fold. Remember, you can have your knees bent or not. On inhale, I invite you to lift up about halfway. And this is where we feel plank, but now we're on our feet. We'll slowly bring the hands down below shoulders. Step 1 foot down at a time. From plank position, you can drop the knees down. So especially for my friends who are newer to practice today, start with me here. We'll let our whole body melt onto the mat. As you inhale, this is called cobra. I'll lift my chest up off the earth. I'll bring my hands up off the earth. Body back down. To ascend, we're going to come up safely. Elbows tucked in, shoulders and hips, even your thighs. Come up at the same rate. Downward facing dog. Remember, I am mirroring you today. Inhale your left leg high to the sky. With that top left ankle, let's go ahead and find some rotation. Do you remember what I said about feeling our calves stretch? Why is that important? Because we are hoping with open calves, we have open ankles. Let's move that same ankle to the other direction. On inhale, point those toes. On exhale, take your left knee to your left shoulder. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. So it feels a little bit like core. Inhale, left leg up high. Let's take that left knee to your left wrist. Check it out. We're going to sit those hips down. This is pigeon pose. If you were here right at the start of practice, you might remember that seated figure 4. This might feel similar. Stay right here. If it feels still a little tight, and that's okay if it is, you might stay lifted like I'm demonstrating versus completely fallen to the mat. You might even feel a stretch in the opposite hip flexor as well as the outside hip. From here, let's keep those hands below our shoulders. Let's step that left leg back to meet right into plank. If you've been to practice before, if you've done yoga in general before, elbows tucked in. We'll come about halfway down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. On exhale, downward facing dog. On inhale, right leg high to the sky. On exhale, ankle rotation, any direction, because we're gonna do both directions, so I'm not a stickler on which side we do first. Let's go ahead and move that same ankle to the other direction. How does that feel? You can make small circles, you can make big circles. Okay, on inhale, point those toes. On exhale, let's take that right knee to right shoulder. Boom, core strength. Inhale, lengthen, belly press, feeling tall and long and graceful. Exhale, take that right knee to right elbow. Hello, core. Inhale, same right leg, nice and high. Exhale, let's take that right knee to right wrist, pigeon pose. Okay, so sometimes I get asked this in real life practice. I'll get asked, Jamie, do I have to have my hips to the floor? And the answer is sometimes yes and no. I care more about the alignment between the two hips than I do about your hips completely on the floor. So where do you find alignment? That's where I'd like you to be. So you can feel the benefit of outside hip opening and front of hip opening on the other leg. Let's stay here for just another big breath. And you'll take that same right leg, step back into plank. Okay, this is a free-for-all. Do you want to take your modified flow? Come with me. Do you wish to take a progressed flow? Go ahead and do it. And I will meet you back in downward facing dog. Okay, we're going to get into the heart of our practice today. A lot of hips, a lot of shoulders, a little bit of balance. On inhale, up onto those tippy toes. Exhale, bend both knees. Let's walk our feet to our hands. Halfway lift for a moment. Exhale into a forward fold. Remember, you don't actually have to straighten your legs. We're going to slowly roll our way up. Any way you want to get up there. You can add your arms, you can roll up. Let's get those feet together if that's available. And if it feels uncomfortable, you can always have your feet a little bit apart. From here, as you inhale, drop those hips back, arms up. So notice, you can stay where you're at. Notice that in Utkatasana, in chair pose, we're not looking for the knees to come forward. We want those hips to sit back. That's our powerhouse. I say that a lot. Hips are our powerhouse. That is where we store the most energy and strength. So we want to take advantage of that, if you will. Arms up, hips back. Inhale, breathe. On exhale, hands to the earth, forward fold. Remember, you don't have to straighten your legs. On inhale, halfway lift. I would like a straight back. That's going to help you feel core strength and safety in the spine. Exhale, hands below shoulders. Let's step one foot back at a time. Okay, this is your practice. I'm just here having a good time with you. You can modify or you can progress. Once we get into downward facing dog, we get into the party. Yoga party. Okay, so remember I am mirroring you. You totally do not have to follow that if that confuses you. Inhale, your left leg up high to the sky. On exhale, left foot through, This, my friends, is high crescent lunge. I'll bring my arms up. And so sometimes you may have heard in lunge we say, we want that front knee above the ankle, if you've been to a couple practices before. Today, that rule still applies. However, I'm not a stickler for a lot of rules, so you're able to bring that front knee above the front toes. Why? If your knee allows, I invite you to bring the knee a little more forward. I have a couple objectives today for doing this. I talk about the ankle a lot today. The further that front leg goes, the deeper the calf lengthening we can get. So again, if it's available, move that front leg forward. The back leg might even feel a deeper hip stretch. Arms are up on inhale. On exhale, you can bend your back right knee. You don't have to go low. If your knee gets sensitive, don't even go nearly as low. We're looking for sensation, maybe a deeper stretch. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, lunge lower. You don't even have to go to the mat. Let's try that again. Inhale, arms up. On exhale, come a little lower. From here, on inhale, we're lengthening. On exhale, hands to heart center, step that back leg in. You might touch towards the floor here into tree pose. You might come up a little higher or higher than that. So stay where you are. I will face you so you can get a little clearer on what we're doing next. Ankle come up high or above the knee and even higher. You're welcome to add those arms up should you wish. On this next breath, we'll slowly bring the hands back to heart center. So check out that top ankle. We're gonna bring it above that left knee. And you can stay here or come back into that chair pose we felt earlier. So it's chair pose mixed with our figure four stretch. If you wish, you might even bring your hands down towards the earth. So again, I am mirroring you today and facing forward. You can face any direction you'd like. On this next breath, we slowly roll our way up. Hands to heart center. Let's take that top right leg and cross. So here we are balancing. You can use the other foot to stand if you'd like. Maybe we get back into a similar chair pose. So this is called eagle legs. As I get lower and lower, that top foot might have space to come around. So you're welcome to try that. From here, you might even sink a little lower. Open up the arms. Remember, I am mirroring you. Go ahead and take your left arm under your right. Bend at both elbows. Maybe you grab at both hands. Don't feel discouraged if this feels like a little bit much today. So again, palms together, thighs together. You might get deeper and deeper. Stay where you are. As you stay here in eagle pose, what we're looking to find today is pushing together with the arms, with the legs. On inhale, ascend. On exhale, take that right leg back into warrior three, balance. Release the arms. You can even take the hands down to the earth standing splits. From here, we'll take, if you're using a blanket, you can grab it. We'll take that right knee down into low lunge. So this time, we are going towards the floor if that's available to you. If that bothers your back knee, you actually don't have to even use the floor. We'll bring the arms up, low lunge. Now from low lunge, with your left leg forward, your right leg back, you might feel this in that right hip flexor. Slowly turn your body towards your right side. Warrior two. So in warrior two, this one, I would like that top knee to be above the ankle and that right leg long. On inhale, straighten that front leg. So now your left leg straight too. Hips back, left arm forward. Let's drop the hands into 6 and 12. Okay, so this is a good place if you have a prop. It doesn't have to be a block, but your hands come towards some kind of floor. You can even use your front ankle. That's fine with me. With your top right arm, let's go in a rotation, backward. Feeling the shoulders open. Let's take it forward. Okay, let's use some core. That top right arm framing your ear. Left arm, lift. Slowly work our way to standing. Turn your toes towards the front, and we'll work our way into a forward fold. So here we are in a wide-legged forward fold. Your knees can bend, your hands might touch the floor. You might even shake it out with your head. From here, we can walk our hands off to one side. We can walk our hands off to the other. We're going to side lunge, lateral lunge, towards your left side. Butt back. And go ahead and switch to the other. So wherever the front of your mat was, go ahead and meet me at the back of your mat, or to the other side. So you might be on your right side if I'm on my left. From here, we slowly find warrior two, other side. So we just did warrior two, but now we're on the other side. Shoulders right above hips, knee above ankle. You can stay right here. If you have been balancing, if you're feeling good, we're gonna take our energy and step it into that front right foot. Half moon. Balance. So have fun with this. Attempt a few times should you wish. It's half moon. We're looking for some core strength, some balance. From half moon, come on back to warrior two. And we slowly windmill the hands down to that right foot, turn the toes back, and straighten both legs. Pyramid pose. From pyramid pose, we have your right foot forward, your left foot back. With your left heel, we're gonna place it down, off to an angle. Lunge into that right leg. Arms up. This is warrior one. So give yourself a moment to reacclimate. We're on a different side of the mat, which I think can get confusing. But as you take a breath here, just reassess. This is your new front. Shoulders over hips, arms are lifted. Hands behind your back, open up. Exhale. We're going to go into humble warrior. On your next breath, arms up. Exhale, hands below shoulders. Step that right foot back to meet left. Come into your flow. Any flow you want it to be. It might be cobra, might be more. Let's come on back to downward facing dog. Okay, so on this next breath, we're gonna attempt something a little new. On inhale, take your left leg up high. On exhale, left foot through. You can put your right knee down, and you can stay here. Today, I invite you to come into attempting the splits. For some of us today, that might look like this. Attempting the splits. We want to feel alignment, and even if today's your first day in practice, I still welcome you to try. Maybe you don't go hips to the floor, but we are looking to feel sensation. So what do splits feel like today? Am I going to be close? Maybe one side is your better side. We all have that. So take advantage of what feels good. If this feels like too much, if you want to be here, I welcome all splits attempts today. We'll be here for another couple of breaths. Use this time to feel stable and to feel open. And we slowly, any way you want to get out, I know it's not always graceful, work your way back into plank. From plank, we work our way into downward facing dog. From here, we'll take child's pose. You can bend both knees. Let your hips sit back, arms come forward. You can walk both arms off to either side. Both arms off to the other. And come on back to center. So I like to say this is our little hiatus or our little break during our yoga flow. So feel free to stay here longer should you wish. Otherwise, slowly work your way up into downward facing dog. I like to start in plank and work my way back. When you're ready, inhale, that right leg high to the sky. Exhale, that right foot through. It is high crescent lunge. And remember today, if it's available, I'm going to say that we can actually move that front knee a little forward with the intention of getting our front calf open. On inhale, we're long. On exhale, get a little lower. On inhale, lengthen. On exhale, lower that lunge. On inhale, we're lengthening. On exhale, we're getting a little lower. Okay, on inhale, we're long and tall. On this exhale, hands together, step that left foot back into a tree pose. So you can stay where you are. Remember this, look what we did on the other side. I might balance low And I even like to say this is a kickstand, a way to start archery. Come up a little higher. And maybe this foot you're really good at balancing. So wherever you wish to be, low or high, I welcome you to take it. You might even grow those arms. Stay where you are this next breath. Let's take that top ankle above the knee. So it'll be your left ankle above your right knee. And you start here. So wherever you're at, you're probably on your other foot. For me, it's my left, but it's probably your right if you've been mirroring me. And we'll get that hip back. I might even come lower into that deep outer hip opening. Slowly ascend, hands to heart center. Cross that left thigh over your right. And you can stay here. You can use that foot, if it's floating, to come behind. So whatever is available. I say that often because sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Feel free to get lower. Let's open those arms and we'll take that right arm under, left arm on top, bend at both elbows. You can go palm to palm. You might even sit lower and lower. Use the next 5 breaths to attempt whatever it looks and feels good. From there, we allow ourselves to push. We're pushing into our hands. We're pushing our thighs together. We're here for a big inhale. On exhale, ascend. Kick that left leg into warrior 3. You might even release the arms or come into standing splits. Just like in forward fold, you can always bend that standing leg. We will slowly low lunge that left knee down. If you want a blanket, grab it. Here we go. Low lunge, arms are lifted. Hips are opening. We're feeling deep stretch. From low lunge, turn your body towards your left. Warrior 2. So here in Warrior 2, this one, the knee is probably going to stay right above the ankle. On this next breath, straighten your right leg. If that feels like too much, you can bring your legs closer. So here we have 2 long legs, hips back, right arm forward. Let's go ahead and take that right hand down, left arm up. You can even use your front leg. We're going to use that top shoulder to rotate. Other side. Rotate. And rotate. I always joke, this is the moment of truth. So this is where we push into our feet, use our core. Arms frame our ears. Hello, core. Come on up to standing. Turn both toes to your forward. And come on into a wide-legged forward fold. Using just your hands, you can move off to your right foot. You can move off to your left foot. Come on back to center. We're going to lunge sideways, so I like to say butt back. And you know what? Where my toes go, my knees do follow. So if you're facing directly forward, then your knees might point forward. For me personally, I like to go at a little angle. That just gives my hips more space. And that's usually dependent on body structure and sometimes personal preference. So we have our toes at an angle, but we get our hips back. We feel the groin and inner thigh open. Let's switch it over to the other side. And from here, we slowly turn ourselves up to the side. Find your way into Warrior 2. Other side. So we just did Warrior 2. We're on the other side. We're looking for balance this time. Perhaps you step into half moon. So in half moon, this is like our Warrior 3. We're balancing, but we're sideways. Here for another big breath. Come on back to Warrior 2. From here, windmilling both hands. Turn yourself back to the front of your mat. This is where we started today. Left foot forward, right foot back. Pyramid pose. The legs are straight, but not locked. Let's get that back right foot to a 45-degree angle, so toes are off to the side. Lunge into that front left knee. Arms up. Warrior 1. And from Warrior 1, you might even slowly bring yourself back. Humble Warrior. On this next breath, slowly bring the arms up, hands below shoulders, step that left foot back to meet right, and we come into a flow, any flow you wish. So we're going to attempt splits on the other side. On this next breath, take that right leg high. Let's take that right foot forward, low lunge. So this is a great place to start with or stay with if you don't want to go further. We're going to take splits attempts, so maybe you straighten both legs. Maybe you go hips to the floor. What's available? So as we are in splits attempt on the second side, remember, just like I said in pigeon, you don't need to be on the floor for this to be beneficial to your body. Feel the hamstrings open, feel the hip flexors open. Any way you want to get out of this, you can lean out to the side or work your way back. Find your way into plank. Come on into downward dog. Bend both knees into child's pose. Hips back, arms forward. On this next breath, work your way to plank position. Find your way to downward facing dog. On this next breath, come up onto your tippy toes. Exhale, bend both knees. Walk your feet to hands. Halfway lift. Roll yourself forward. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. You can stay where you are. I'm going to come up to the top of my mat. So from here, we have our arms off to the side. From here, I will mirror you so you can go ahead and bend that right knee. With your right hand, you're going to grab the instep of your foot. Stay where you are. From the forward point of view, you might just see me holding. So you can stay here. You don't have to go further than this. Wherever you are, whether you're choosing to A, hold a quadricep stretch, or B, come with me, it's like warrior 3. I use those hips to hinge back. I might stop halfway. I might go further or further. How low do you wish to go? So we're looking to actively kick and push into our legs. Slowly, slowly, roll your way up. Shake it out. And you might even shake out the leg that's standing. That's the leg that carries the most weight. Let's do that again. Come up into mountain pose. And we're going to switch. Bend that left knee with your left hand. Grab your left foot. Arms up. You can stay holding right there. If you wish, kick, push into both feet. Maybe this leg feels better. Or maybe this leg is still learning. Who knows? Actively kick, actively push. Slowly, slowly ascend. You might shake out that standing leg. Okay, on this next breath, you go ahead and take both arms up to the sky. Lift the chin up if you wish. Squeeze those glutes. I might even look back. If your neck feels heavy, maybe you keep your chin tucked. Slowly fold on forward. So as we are here in our standing forward fold, we feel decompression in our spine. From your fold, we slowly, slowly work our way. Hips down towards the earth. Have a seat. We're not done yet. So as we have this seat, you might notice that our chest is tall, our shoulders are above the hips. And we're going to try to come on down from this position. We want to feel the arms next to the ears. Shouldn't feel too fancy yet, but we might feel a shoulder stretch. Maybe from here, I lift one leg. Maybe I lift the other. Bringing the thighs together. This, my friends, is boat pose. On this next breath, if you notice in your lower back, you might have your hands down to support. Otherwise, if you're ready for a little more, I might straighten the legs. Boat pose. Maybe I lean back. Core strength. Maybe my arms frame my ears. Shoulder mobility. Here for a big inhale. On exhale, crossing at the legs. You can have your hands below shoulders. Walk or hop back into plank. And you might take your flow. Knees can bend. Body down. Cobra. And back up. On this next breath, inhale up onto the tippy toes. Exhale, bend both knees. Walk or hop your feet through your hands. We do it again. Low or high. Maybe your arms come back. here for a big inhale, core strength. On exhale, crossing at the ankles, hands below shoulders. You can walk or hop back into your plank, and you take your flow. So FYI, we're gonna try this one more time. And with repetition, maybe comes a slight mastery. With repetition comes more opening and familiarity. So on this next breath, inhale up onto your toes. Exhale, bend both knees. Walk or hop your feet through your hands. Take your favorite boat pose. I like this one. Covers the sun. But you can do different postures. So whichever boat pose you wish to take, straightening the legs, arms lifted, torso tall, core engaged. We're here for a big inhale. On exhale, crossing, walk or hop your way into a flow. Meet in downward facing dog. On this next breath, inhale up onto your tippy toes. Exhale, bend both knees. You're gonna walk your feet outside your hands. I'll face you so you can see what we're going for. From here, we drop those hips down, hands to heart center into a yogi squat, also known as malasana. So you're welcome to stay facing forward, face aside, wherever you can see your screen best. Here we are in this deep squat, hip opening, calf opening, torso strengthening. Inhale, just the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center from squat. 2 more times. Inhale, arms up. On exhale, hands to heart center. We're gonna try that one more time. And if your deep squat is high, that's okay. We want those heels down. Inhale one more time. Exhale, hands to heart center. Bring your hands down into a fold. Any fold you wish. We sway side to side. On this next breath, we roll our way up ever so slowly. So from standing position, we'll take it here this time, feet together. So we're gonna put some things together in addition. Your feet are together, we're gonna try that again. We're gonna bring our hands down. Let's bend both knees. Kind of like chair pose. Maybe we come up onto our toes this time. So here, if it feels like a lot on your knees, you're not gonna go further. If it feels okay, you're gonna keep those thighs together, heels lifted. Stay where you are from the side profile. It might look something like this. On this next breath, back into your fold. 2 more times. Inhale, bending both knees, your heels can come up. On exhale, straighten both legs. 1 more time. Slowly come up onto the tippy toes. And we slowly roll our way up. And now we finally work our way into standing up only to sit back down. So on this next breath, friends, we are on the floor and we're actually not gonna come up for the majority or the rest of our practice. As you come down onto your back, what I invite you to do is have your head rested, your shoulders down. We'll take this into glute squeezing, bridge. You can stay where you're at in bridge. I'm covering my eyes for the sun. You obviously don't have to do this. On this next breath, go ahead and bring those hips back down. And we take it again. Hips high. Slowly bring those hips down. We'll do this one more time. Squeeze those glutes, lift those hips. And we slowly bring those hips down. So stay where you are. I'll switch to the other side so the sun's not in my eye. But as you're here, here's what I invite you to take next. We're gonna add our arms to the side, hips up, roll the shoulders under. Hands together. Feeling that deep stretch underneath our shoulders, but in the front of our hips. Slowly, bring those hips down. So you're welcome to do that again, or we're going to add on. If you've done this before, we'll take this into wheel pose, Dhanurasana. So we'll bring those arms up, bend at the elbows. You might stay here, or come up to your head, or or come further. If that feels like a lot, you're going back to the first thing we did. Slowly, slowly, tuck the chin. Bring your hips back down. Windshield wipe the legs side to side. We will attempt this one more time. From here, feet down. You can either do the glute bridge with the shoulder under, or you can do the wheel. Hands at your ears, pushing and lifting, pushing and lifting. Slowly, slowly, chin tuck. Come down one vertebra at a time. And now we bring the knees into chest to move in a circular pattern. Let's slowly move the knees to the opposite direction. And from here, let's hug your knee into chest. I'll do it with you this time. Right knee to chest, left leg long. And cross your right knee off to the left side. Shoulders down, head off to the other side. So in spinal twist, we actually want to feel our hips pivot to the other direction, keeping our shoulders down and looking off to the opposing shoulder of where the knee is. That way we get a true twist. You might feel this in your lower back, but you also might get this into the hip, which I talked about so much today, or even the shoulder. If my arms were long, I'd feel it in the opposite shoulder. Let's slowly come on back to center. And we switch to the other side. Bring your left knee into chest. Hug tightly. You'll twist. Look over to the opposite side. And as you rotate or pivot those hips, you might feel maybe stuck on one side. It's okay. You want those shoulders to stay down. Let's slowly bring those hips back to center. We come on next into happy baby. So legs wide, grab the toes, and pull down. So in happy baby, it's a groin opener. And we are looking to dig into those hip sockets. And we're looking to even feel lengthening. So if it feels within your range, you might even straighten the legs. And so that's just an extra option for you to take or to ignore, because you want to take the option that feels appropriate. Even if it's a little challenging, even if it's a little easy, it's appropriate. We slowly bring the legs together. So next we do eagle legs again, like we did when we were standing. You'll cross your right thigh over your left, bend both knees. Grab your shin bones and pull your knees into your chest. On this next breath, let's slowly switch. Cross the left thigh over the right. Bend both knees, grab your shins and pull in. And we slowly, slowly release. Hugging both knees into chest. And slowly come on down into Shavasana. So as you take Shavasana today, let go of your deep breathing in Shavasana today. Let your body melt onto your mat. This is where we reap the benefits of our practice. Slowly, slowly bring the attention toward your breath. Wiggle your toes and wiggle your fingertips. You can take both arms overhead and turn your body off towards your screen. Press yourself away from the earth. You might even come into a seated, facing forward position. With your hands at heart center, the light in me honors the light inside each and every one of you. Namaste. And thank you all for joining today. Thank you for joining. See you next time. Glad you enjoyed it.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good
Bye.
day.
Thank you.